The Lord, every chosen one out there, the blessed one, the anointed ones, you're most welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl T. Thank you so much for keeping hooked to my YouTube channel. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like and share. So why am I calling you all these sorts of names? The best names. Maybe you've been called stupid, nothing, useless. I'm here to remind you that you were chosen one. God knew you before you were born. Huh? God knew and chose you for a specific purpose. And you have to find what that is so that you embark on it. These other things that we found on earth that are trying to divert us away from the path, we are going to leave them here. Have come to talk about character, because it is leaking, it is showing, it is displaying every person's background, where you come from. But some of you just learned these things when you reached high there. You were corrupted by people surrounding you. So today I've come to talk about our characters, because they are decaying, they are corroding. Character is simply a set of values. As simple as that. What are your values? Did your mother teach you to be corrupt? Most of our parents were peasants. They didn't sit you down and say, my daughter, my son, you need to go and steal. You need to go and do promiscuous things so that you take ABCD. You don't need to step on other people. You actually come from humble backgrounds whereby your morals were a key. Everything concerning about the family morals. Our parents tried. They did their best. But it's like getting a paper and you throw it down and you step on it. They say an apple doesn't fall far away from a tree. But this character thing is deep. However, I'm not going to dismiss the background bit of it, whereby we also tend to learn things from our parents, our societies, and all that. I'm not going to completely dismiss that out. But if you grew up while seeing that something is not okay, why are you okaying this thing in the first place? If you ran for a position in leadership, probably because you needed to bring change in the society. But when you got it, when people trusted you with that position, you started stepping on them. You became deluded. You got that excessive desire of achieving things, even when it means to take away someone's life. You do not care. Character goes a long way. You are self-centered. You're very, very proud. The pride is killing you. You're just a servant because you were elected to serve the community, and you're using your position to step on them. You can still be good. Yeah. You can still become rich without having to do all these things, without having to put a fellow human at the edge. People are dying because of your character. You know, people are living in fear. Wives, parents, every day we sing we need change, 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 change. Have you embraced change personally in your family? Because all our actions have like an embodiment to it. It is embodied on something. You understand? And if our character is that rotten, And people are going maybe to commit suicide for our own sake. They are going to flee away from their land. You're going to steal their land, their property, and they're going to remain homeless as you're trying to acquire the money because you want to be recognized as a rich person. I'm here to remind you that that is all vanity. They chose you to serve. If you're at that workplace, you're simply serving. You're satisfying a need. In exchange, you're being given money. Some of you are killing your co-workers. You're framing them. You're making them look incompetent. You're bewitching them. Character. What corrupted your character? Do you ever think, when you go back and sleep on your bed, and you think about how your colleague was crying, do you think about how many people are behind that person? That without that person, the other people's livelihoods will be extremely hard. So you're cutting off the root. How do you expect the shoot to remain standing? It will eventually wither. I'm here to remind you. You're fighting so hard so that your families be better. Right? By doing all these sorts of things, you're planting a seed, a mustard seed, which is there to stay. The kids will study, they will finish, they'll become drunkards, they will lack jobs because the foundation of the money they got as school fees was rotten. A doctor in a hospital, you're supposed to carry out a service, but you need to be bribed so that you work on a patient. And eventually this patient maybe is from a very broke family, and they are trying to make sure that they sustain this person's life. They are trying their level best to save this person's life. But because you feel like the salary they are giving you is not enough, these people are going to have to sell their lands in the villages so that they come and bribe you to work on this person who might eventually also end up dying. And you leave other people suffering because you do not know the magnitude of what you're doing to other people. It is so wrong. It is so wrong. God calls all of us to be righteous. In Matthew 5 chapter 10, let me even look for it and I read it out loud. God promises blessings if you're persecuted for doing what is right. So Matthew 5:10 says, blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. You want dominion on earth. You want to show us that you studied. People are losing lives because your character is that rotten. People are losing it. They are depressed. They are stressed. They are suicidal because of a small act that would have been avoided. Then you get this money, you can't take alcohol. You will booze. Because that is what it is going to do. It is bad money. I've given you my money when I'm crying. And yet you're going to be paid a salary. I'm paying for a service, plus I have to pay to be worked on. And you're going to pay school fees for your kids who are not going to become anything. You call that love. Then you say, I worked so hard during my time to make sure that my kids go to school, and my kids have not achieved anything. I worked so hard and I gave you a future. You're here, you're not married, you're not working. Or if they are working, they are drunkards. Or if they are not, maybe the money is just going. Why? The foundation was based on tears, people's tears. Simply because as a parent you needed to be dominant. You dominated over others. God's character is holy. God's character is sanctified. That is how good it is. You can't steal all this money, then you come. With all the boldness, you stand in the church and you say, yes, I'm going to buy a set of band. The hypocrisy in you is showing, leaking, stealing money. Be poor, but when your soul is so rich, parents, stop bringing all these to your children. Because it is dangerous. It is very dangerous. You're bringing the suffering upon us. Your actions, we shall pay for them. If you don't, eventually your children will. Our children will pay for all our actions. If we fail, if at all they don't, at least up to the 10th generation, up to the 7th generation, it will come back double. So let's think about this for the best of us, for the change of us, for the change of the society, for the best of each and everyone. Everyone know that in any office where you are, whatever you're doing, you are a servant. Do what is right. Do what you're supposed to do. Be righteous. Live a righteous life. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye. Regards.